Benjamin Franklin, it was Thomas Jefferson. The Constitution says that government may make no law respecting an establishment of religion. The idea is that there needs to be a separation between church and state. That language has come to define what that's all about. The Supreme Court has never said that's absolute, that there has to be a complete wall, so to speak, of separation between church and state. But there can't be a kind of mingling that threatens the boundaries and that threatens people who aren't part of the religious majority. The whole point of the Constitution is to protect people who are in the minority, who might not want to pray at football games or to have their taxpayer money be sent to support religious schools. So the caller's right in some way saying, of course, there's no absolute separation, and the Constitution doesn't call for an absolute separation of church and state, but there's enough of a separation required that by 6-3 votes in the Santa Fe, Texas case, the court said it's too much to allow student-organized, school-endorsed prayer at football games.
Is it under that clause, I guess you were just referring to it, the so-called Establishment Clause, that the Supreme Court might, if a case were brought to it, address this item, that this is a news item that appears in this morning's Baltimore Sun. It's regarding the posting, a new Indiana law that allows government entities to post the Ten Commandments.
Right. Right. That's another Establishment Clause issue. You know, if government posts the Ten Commandments, is it in effect endorsing the Ten Commandments or establishing religion in some way? And it's a big issue. As I said, that the Bill of Rights was intended to protect people who don't have the majority vote in legislatures. It's the legislatures that decide that they want to post these Ten Commandments, and then it's the courts that step in and say, well, is that going too far or is it not going too far?
Our next call from California, Huntington Beach. Good morning.
Yes, I think the Supreme Court has to be the most hypocritic organization that you can think of right quick anyway. Every single session of the House of Representatives, every single session of the Senate, and every single session of the court itself starts with a prayer. Every single session in the Supreme Court building itself is carved into stone the Ten Commandments. You know, if that's not establishing a religion, then probably praying at a football game probably doesn't establish a religion either. Probably doesn't.
The caller raises a very interesting question, and it's true that as the justices begin their session, part of the call by the court-martial is, God save this honorable court. The court has distinguished between what goes on in adult settings, in state legislatures, in federal office buildings, in its own court, and what goes on in student settings. The court has, by and large, believed that students would be more vulnerable to pressure to pray. That's why the public school prayer is not allowed. That's why certain kind of prayer graduations is not allowed, and that's why, as of last week, prayer graduations, prayer at public school football games isn't allowed.